This story was sent in by an anonymous viewer. I always thought my childhood was ordinary until I realized the strange undertones of my mother's behavior. It all began around my 10th birthday, after my father left. My mother, already a little eccentric, grew increasingly peculiar. She would whisper to the shadows, her laughter turning sharp and her eyes glinting with a strange intensity. One evening, I caught her in the living room, cradling an old, dusty book, murmuring in a language I didn't understand. When I asked her about it, she smiled, a smile that didn't reach her eyes. "Just talking to the spirits, sweetheart," she said. I tried to dismiss it, but soon objects began to move on their own. My doll, which I had tucked away, appeared on the kitchen table, its glassy eyes fixed on me. I often woke to find my mother standing at the foot of my bed, staring out the window into the night. When I called her name, she would turn slowly, and for a moment I wouldn't recognize her. There was a coldness in her gaze, a void that swallowed the warmth I once knew. On a stormy night, I awoke to a low humming that filled the house. My mother stood in the living room again, the book open before her, glowing with an eerie light. "They're telling me secrets," she whispered, her eyes vacant. I felt an urge to approach, but something held me back. The last memorable incident happened just before I turned 16. I returned home late one night, the air thick with a weight I couldn't shake. The power was out, but I saw a flickering light in the living room. As I neared, the humming grew louder, a chaotic blend of voices. I hesitated at the threshold. Inside, my mother stood, her back to me, swaying gently as if in a trance. I called out, my voice trembling. She turned slowly, and in that moment, I felt the chill of something ancient and unfathomable. "They want you to join us," she said, her smile wide, revealing something dark behind her eyes. I never went back inside that night, and I never felt safe in that house again. I still wonder if her whispers were the product of a fractured mind, or if something else had taken hold of her. Now, as I think back, I can't help but feel that whatever lingered in the shadows was still watching, still waiting. If you want to share your experience or story, then please send to StoryTime TikTok requests at gmail.com or just send directly to the page